What's going on, guys? Seto Mirza here, fresh out of the lab with another Harpie combo deck profile. This time with something a little bit different. So I've been getting a lot of feedback on my videos, comments asking me, hey Mirza, when are you going to come out with a combo that doesn't rely on Linkross into Marcher, into Herald, into Elpy? And with the December 2020 ban list coming up in a couple of weeks here, I started messing around and seeing what we could come up with. And the results have been pretty damn impressive, if I have to say for myself. This combo's gone a lot further than I thought it would, and the result is pretty impressive. So without further ado, let's get right into this Harpie King Calamity. Alright, so let's get started with the combo video. So first combo is just going to be resolving Harpie Channeler, so any Harpie card in hand will do. So we're going to start off with normaling the Channeler, discarding the Feather Duster, or any Harpie card, to summon out the Perfumer from deck. Perfumer effect's going to trigger to search us Elegant Egotist, which we then activate to bring out the Harpie Lady Vanilla. Next, we can go ahead and overlay these two for our copy of Force Strix. Force Strix effect will trigger, and we will search the Singing Lanius, which we can then special summon out since we control an Xyz monster. Then we'll link these two Darkwing Beasts off for our Wise Strix. Wise Strix effect will activate, and we'll summon out our Zephyros from deck. Then we can overlay these two for our second Force Strix. Force Strix effect, detaching either one to search for our Blackwing. This can be Chris the Crack of Dawn or the Boar of the Sphere. Then that'll activate our Wise Strix effect. So Wise Strix will trigger since a Raid Raptor Xyz monster was used, effect was used to set our rank up Magic Soul Shave Force from the deck, which we then activate, paying half of our life points and targeting the Force Strix Engrave to summon out. And then we rank up 2 ranks into the Cyber Dragon Infinity. Alright, next we can link off these 2 Winged Beasts into our Dragunity Knight Romulus. Romulus effect will trigger to search for our Divine Lance, which will equip our Phalanx from deck. Then we can use Phalanx effect to bring itself out. And then we can use our Zephyros effect, Engrave, targeting the Divine Lance to bring it back to hand and summon itself out while burning 4,000. Now we can, since we control a Blackwing, we can control or summon our Chris the Crack of Dawn. And we'll use our Phalanx plus level 4 Winged Beast Synchro to go into Dragunity Knight Vadriana. Vadriana effect triggers to re-equip Phalanx, and then Phalanx will bring itself back out. And here we'll use these two to go into a Link Summon for our Crystron Halqifibrax. Halq effect will trigger to summon out our Plague Spreader Zombie from the deck. Then we'll synchro off Plague Spreader with the Vadriana to go into our Borreload Savage. Savage effect to target Wise Strix Engrave, equip for 2 counters. And then we'll use Plague Spreader Zombie effect to summon itself back out by returning the Divine Lance, which we bounced with Zephyros, back to the top of our deck. So then we can pass play to our opponent, and we have 2 live Omni Negates with a very threatening Halq and level 2 Tuner on board along with the Savage. So during the opponent's turn, what we do is after their first effect resolves in the main phase, which usually we can just negate with the Borreload Savage, then on resolution of that, then we can use Halqifibrax effect to banish itself for cost to summon out Formula Synchron from deck, or extra deck, sorry, which counts as a synchro summon. So Formula Synchron will trigger and draw us the Divine Lance, which we stacked at the end of the last turn. And then on resolution of the Formula draw, use Formula's second effect to synchro summon off the Plague Spreader, the Savage, and itself for the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. So King Calamity's effect will trigger and pretty much lock the opponent out for the rest of the turn. And we've got almost lethal on board already, but not quite. So when we draw for turn, what we can do for our follow-up is just activate the Divine Lance again and use it to equip our second copy of Phalanx from the deck as a follow-up. So this is another benefit to being able to run 2 Phalanx, is you can do the combo like this where you end with the Romulus again on board instead of just keeping like the level 4 Winged Beast, which we would have left over. So then you can bring the Phalanx back out, and then if you have any other monster that you drew, you could just summon it and go into Access Code Talker. But this is also the scenario where I was thinking about playing the level 6 generic Synchro, like that Juju, because if you had a level 4 that you could just summon out and then Synchro off, then you would have some generic removal. If not, then any body will do, and then you can just go into the Access Code Talker and get enough damage for a game on board right there. So yeah, really strong combo with some follow-ups actually by being able to stack the Divine Lance, draw it again, and use it twice, which is pretty cool. All right, so going on into the second variant where if we open up another extender, we can end on an additional negate. So the difference here is we're going to use these two to go into our copy of Simorgh. There you go. And then we can use our level 4 extender here to just, summon itself out. And then we can use these two to go into the fiber instead. And what this gets us is the fiber. We'll bring out the Plague Spreader. We'll synchro these two off into the Savage. Savage equips. And then Plague Spreader brings itself back by stacking the Divine Lance. So now in the end phase, what we can do is we can use the Simorgh effect to bring out our Apex Avian from the deck to give us a third Omni Negate, as well as still being able to go ahead and synchro off for the King Calamity on the opponent's turn. But the benefit here is since we brought Apex Avian out with the Simorgh, we actually shuffle our deck, so we're not forced to draw the dead Divine Lance, which we can't use since we don't have Romulus out on board. But since we have the additional extender, we go into Simorgh, we shuffle the deck. We actually shuffle the Divine Lance back, and then we get a fresh draw off of the Formula Synchron instead of a dead, non-useful follow-up like in this scenario. So just the one extra extender gets us the Apex Avian and gets us to, have that recurring negate come back on board every single turn. On to the deck profile. So let's get started. First off, we got 3 Harpie Channeler. So unlike other builds, Harpie Channeler is actually the bread and butter of this deck. This is the card that we are building the deck around resolving. Basically, Channeler is going to get you the 3 level 4 bodies on board that you need to get the full combo. Other decks in the past, we built around Harpie Perfumer, seeing how far we could get 1 card. But really the 1 card combos are kind of enabled by getting instant access to Linkross tokens right after using your Halki Firebrax. So for that reason, Channeler is going to be the main Harpie that we're building around in this deck. Next, we got our triple Harpie Perfumer. Pretty self-explanatory. Searches the 1 Elegant Egotist. Nothing much to say about Perfumer. And then we got the Vanillas, the double normal Harpie Lady, and then the 1 Harpie Lady 1, basically the Elegant Egoist targets. And that is actually going to round it out for the main deck Harpie count. We're just playing the bare minimum 9 package, 3 Channeler, 3 Perfumer, and the 3 Egotist targets. Next, we're going on into the Dark Winged Beast package. We've got our Zephyros, we've got our Bora the Spear, got our Chris the Crack of Dawn, and we got our Singing Lanius. So these 4 make up the engine for the Wise Strix combo. And you may ask, why are we playing 4 when all you really need is the Lanius, the Zephyros, and maybe 1 of these 2? And the answer is opening any of these is actually not bad at all, and they actually can contribute to extending. All 3 of these are extenders, and the only one that's not really ideal to open is the Zephyros. But even if you open the Zephyros, you can still full combo if you have 1 additional extender, or if you can manage to combo while normal summoning the Zephyros, that gets you there as well. So all 4 of these are really nice to see. Just good winged beast monsters that we are using as part of this combo package. Next, we're moving on into the level 4 extenders. So we got the triple Madolche. A lot of the theory was taken from Adamancipator format here because they were using the level 4 extenders to turbo the Gallant Granite when Block Dragon existed. So we're going with the Madolches here because you can summon her if you control no monsters in your graveyard. Next, we got the triple Tenyi, level 4 Tenyis. Ideally, they should all be the Shithana, which is the 2000 booty, but I don't have 3 of those, so I'm just running this hodgepodge combination here, but they pretty much all do the same thing. If you control no effect monsters, you can special summon them once per turn. The great thing about these level 4 extenders is none of them conflict, by the way. Next, we got our triple Shade Brigadine. Shade Brigadine is really nice because you can just summon it at any time. It doesn't conflict with the Tenyi, doesn't conflict with the Madolche, like I said. Very, very solid card. And then finally, to round it off for the rank or level 4 monster extenders, we got the 2 Dinotherium. Dinotherium is really good that you can summon him with pretty much no condition, but the downside is he reborns a level 4 out of either player's grave, mandatory. So this one is usually the one that we side out going second, and why we don't max out on it compared to the rest. Then we got the other level 4 extender, Unexpected Die. So this is another great thing about the Harpie engine is we got the in-archetype vanilla to bring out with Unexpected Die, level 4. And like I said, this doesn't conflict with any of the other extenders that we play, which is why we're running this specific package. Lots and lots of gas. And then we got the one of Elegant Egotist, of course, another level 4 extender. Only the one of, just because we're not playing that big of a Harpie package, so we don't really want to open the Egotist, but some hands it's nice to open, but sometimes it'll just be dead if you've got a bunch of other level 4 extenders, but no Harpie. Moving on into the tuner package, we got the double Phalanx, new edition Mist Valley Baby Rock, just a level 2 tuner that gets instant access to Samorg for bringing it out off of Fiber, and then the level 2 Plague Spreader Zombie. So the double Phalanx package is pretty standard. We play 2 because the full combo can't resolve without 2 Phalanx in deck. And there's also a nifty little trick you can do with this deck specifically where we bring out both Phalanxes, which is really nice. The Baby Rock is for being able to make some more off of a Fiber. And the Plague Spreader is really nice for his recurability. They're all level 2 because of other synergy that we have in the extra deck. And yeah, these are the tuners that we play. And then finally, main deck boss monster, we got the one Big Bird, Mist Valley Apex Avian. Love to see this card whenever we can. Just the recurring negate, big body, hard to get over. And yeah, we're not using the barrier statue in this build because we've got some special summoning that we need to be doing that's not wind. So we're going with the Apex Avian. Moving on into the mandatory one-ofs, we got the Divine Lance and the Rank Up Magic Soul Shave Force. Basically, if you're doing Romulus combo, you're going to be wanting to play this rank up spell just because it gets you the free Cyber Dragon Infinity. And everybody knows Divine Lance brings out Phalanx. And then as you'll see in the combo later, we use this as our target to bounce back to hand with Zephyros. So. And then finally, our last 2 power one-ofs, we got Magical Midbreaker Field and Harpie's Feather Duster. Midbreaker Field is really good for going first or second. This card pretty much should have been banned in Goki format, but basically what it does is it blanket protects your monsters from being targeted and destroyed during the main phase, or main phase 1, sorry. And yeah, it's just really good to just stop imperm and helps you play through some problematic trap cards going second, like Dogmatic Punishment, for example. And then Harpie's Feather Duster, of course, just to be the generic back row removal, and also you can discard it with Channel Art to get the combo going, so it's not dead in hand going first. And then finally, everybody knows the reason why we play Harpies as the combo engine is we got the triple Harpie's Featherstorm, just Azathoth your opponent on your turn or their turn. Moving on into the extra deck, we've got our Wise Strix, Dragunity Romulus, and our Halki Fibrax. These are our Link 2 enablers pretty much. These two, everybody should know what they do by now from watching my other combo videos. But Wise Strix is really interesting. If you go way back on my channel, you'll see that I kind of had the skeleton for this combo where it's like Wise Strix into Romulus. A long time ago, actually. This was back in the Steam the Cloak days. But we actually moved away from the Wise Strix combo because it is a really tough choke point. But the good thing about the way that this deck is built is you can reliably combo out of Wise Strix getting stopped just by opening additional extenders, which is really nice. But Yeah, this build definitely showcases why Y-Strix is so powerful and will most likely be the direction that this deck goes into after the ban list if Linkross and Elpy are both banned. Next, we got Big Board Simurg. Simorg, not much to say about him. You know, just the boss monster that we're always trying to bring out of the extra deck. And then for turn 2 follow-ups, we got the Nightmare Unicorn into Access Code Talker package. So the thing about this deck is you need a follow-up to be able to kill after resolving the first turn combo. So Unicorn into Access Code Talker is really nice because it just gets you, you know, a ton of attack and a bunch of pressure for destruction and stuff. So that is why we're playing them. The Unicorn actually can be subbed out because we can make Access Code Talker without it. You just don't get that extra 1,000 attack, which isn't always that relevant. But what I really wanted to play in this spot was actually the level 6 Synchro Virtual World Juju, where you can banish 2 monsters with the same type and attribute but different names from your graveyard to target 1 card on the field and send it to grave. So it's just generic removal in the form of a level 6 Synchro, which is something that this deck can actually go into pretty reliably after turn 1 on the follow-up. But I couldn't find the copy, and it's still coming. So for this time, I'm playing Unicorn for now. Next, going on into the Synchros, we've got Formula Synchron. This is used as we bring it out with the Needle Fiber on the opponent's turn to get the draw 1 and to do the quick Synchro on the opponent's turn. Then we got the Dragunity Knight Vadriana into Borreload Savage combo. So Vadriana can target Phalanx pretty much in the grave, equip it to itself, and then bring Phalanx back out to be able to go into easy level 8 Synchros. And Vadriana we make with the Dragon Tuner and a level 4 non-tuner Winged Beast. So this is why the Black Wings and the Harpies really come into play here because they kind of meld together really well with the Dragunities. And potentially in the future when we get the new Dragunity Legatus, I think it's called, the level 4 that summons itself if you control a Dragunity monster, Winged Beast, that should actually play really well in this deck. And now the final Synchro monster, pretty much the win condition of the deck, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. He's a big boy. Pretty much when he's VFD on steroids. Like, you can't do it multiple times per turn. Multiple turns, I mean. But when you summon this guy, your opponent can't activate anything in response. And basically it says your opponent can't play Yu-Gi-Oh!, can't activate any cards, can't activate any effects. You know, not able to respond to it once he hits the board. 4,000 attack. If he destroys, he burns. It's just a huge win con, you know? It's like people say VFD should get banned, Zexal should get banned. They don't know about this guy usually, and he definitely deserves a spot right up there with the rest of those guys. But while he's available, we're going to make him because it's fun. All right, now moving on into the Xyz. We got the double Force Strix, just part of the Y-Strix combo. We got our Tornado Dragon for our generic rank 4 back row removal. We got Cyber Dragon Infinity, which we rank up the Force Strix into using the Soul Shave Force. And then we've got Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder. We can slap him on top of the Tornado Dragon, or we can slap him on top of the Infinity, just to apply a lot of pressure when going second. All right, now moving on into the side deck. Quick rundown. We got the Imperial Order and the Red Reboot. So Imperial Order we bring in when going first. This deck only really loses to like Dark Ruler and Droplets. So that's why we bring in the Order. Red Reboot, play around Imperm when going first. Also stop all the back row decks. The Triple Twin, Prank Kids are a deck. So we want to be able to snipe the Pandemonium during the standby phase. Also helps get rid of problematic floodgates that show up after you started comboing, which is why we're playing it instead of Lightning Storm. Then we got the one-off Pank, just strong. And then we got triple Kaijus. So Kaijus I really like in the format right now because you can just drop a Kaiju on top of your opponent's Borreload Savage equipped with the Dragon Buster. Hopefully that Buster Lock also hits the ban list, but for now we're playing the Kaijus. Really good out for Dragoon, just any kind of one removal, like even a Trident, you just slap a Dragoon on it and turn their engine off. Sky Strikers, of course. And then we got the triple Nibiru. Just, you know, throw it in against combo decks. Really, Virtual World specifically is what I'm thinking about here when I'm playing this Nibiru. And same with these Impermanents. You could also switch these for Lancia, potentially, to deal with Dinos or Invoked. But I'm just playing the Imperm because I got a friend who plays Virtual Worlds. And that's the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is just a little thought experiment to see what we could do without Linkross and Elpy, looming to be hit on the next December 2020 ban list. We'll see if Konami decides to hit Halka-Fibrex. I don't think it's going to happen just because they've got some promotional merch that they're going to be selling or something to still include it. Plus the fact that it's still not hit in the OCG yet. I think Konami wants to give a little bit more time for good old Noodle Boy and see what we can do. So if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like, a subscribe, comment down below and let me know what you think. And leave your ban list predictions, what you expect to see get hit up on the upcoming list. And for now, Seto Mirza signing off.